Dim image. Think of a dim image as a device trying to conserve energy, reacting to its environment, or slowly losing its internal light source. When a user complains that they can barely see their screen, your troubleshooting path depends entirely on what kind of display they are using: a laptop, a desktop monitor, or a projector. For the CompTIA A+ exam, you must remember the golden rule of IT troubleshooting. Check the simplest configuration settings before you ever assume the hardware is physically broken. Part 1. Laptops and mobile devices, the software layer. Laptops and tablets are designed to run on battery power, and the screen is the #1 consumer of that power. Therefore, the operating system will constantly try to dim the image to keep the device alive longer. 1. Power-saving modes. If a user unplugs their laptop from the wall and the screen instantly goes dim, this is expected behavior. The fix: Windows and macOS have specific power plans. You can navigate to the battery settings and disable the feature that automatically dims the display on battery power, or slide the brightness bar back up manually. 2. The ambient light sensor, auto brightness. Most modern laptops and smartphones have a tiny light sensor hidden in the top bezel next to the webcam. How it works: if the user walks into a dark room, the sensor tells the OS to dim the screen so it doesn't blind them. If a piece of tape or dirt is covering that sensor, the computer permanently thinks it is in a pitch-black room and will keep the screen unreadably dim. The fix: clean the bezel, or go into the OS display settings and toggle off Adjust my screen brightness automatically. 3. The hardware toggle. Just like the display routing we discussed earlier, always check the laptop's keyboard. Pressing the FN key combined with the specific Sun icon F keys physically commands the motherboard to increase the backlight voltage. Part 2. LCD LED desktop monitors, the hardware layer. If a desktop monitor is dim, you don't have to worry about battery-saving modes. You are looking at a configuration error or a dying backlight. 1. The OSD brightness and contrast. A user might have accidentally bumped the physical buttons on the monitor, or a coworker might have played a prank on them. The fix: open the monitor's on-screen display, OSD, menu, and check the brightness and contrast sliders. If they are cranked down to 0, simply raise them back up or select Factory Reset. 2. The flashlight test, failing backlights. If the OSD brightness is at 100%, but the screen is so dim it looks almost completely black, you must determine if the LCD panel is dead or if just the backlight is dead. The test: turn on the monitor and shine a bright flashlight directly at the screen at an angle. If you can faintly see the Windows desktop or the login screen hidden in the darkness, the LCD panel is perfectly fine, but the backlight has failed. CCFL versus LED. On older monitors, this means the inverter board or the CCFL fluorescent tubes have died, often preceded by the screen looking dim and reddish for a few weeks. On modern LED monitors, it means the LED strip itself or the power delivery board has failed. Part 3. Projectors, the environmental layer. If a projector image is dim, it is a battle between the projector's light output and the room's ambient light. 1. The lumens rating. Projector brightness is measured in ANSI lumens. A cheap 1,000 lumen projector will look perfectly bright in a pitch-black basement, but will look incredibly dim and washed out in a corporate conference room with the blinds open. The fix: you cannot fix this with settings. You must either physically darken the room, close the blinds, turn off the lights, or upgrade the company to a much brighter projector, e.g. 4,000 plus lumens. 2. The Eco Mode setting. Projectors have an Eco Mode in their OSD menus designed to extend the life of the very expensive bulb. This mode intentionally drops the bulb's brightness by 20% to 30%. Turning off Eco Mode will instantly brighten the image, but the bulb will burn out faster. 3. The dying bulb. As we covered in the burnt-out bulb section, If the projector has plenty of lumens, the room is dark and eco mode is off. But the image is still dim. The metal halide bulb is reaching the end of its chemical lifespan and must be replaced. Summary for the professional technician. To lock this in for your exam troubleshooting steps. Laptops, check the FN keys, disable the ambient light sensor auto brightness, and check Windows battery saving plans. Desktop monitors, verify the OSD brightness settings. Use the flashlight test to confirm if the internal backlight inverter has completely failed. Projectors, ensure the room's ambient light isn't overpowering the projector's lumens. Check if eco mode is enabled and verify the age of the bulb.